Alright, so today's project, we're going to be installing these Govee lights, permanent outdoor Christmas lights around the front edge of our house. And I've got these little clips here to hold the wire. So I don't really trust these stickers. It gets pretty cold here. I don't think this 3M adhesive pad is going to do a good enough job to hold them up. So I have these, and these just go on either end to hold the light, to just help hold the lights up. And then they also come with a little screw too. So it just gives me a peace of mind that I won't have to redo this. Plan is start there, go all the way around, come back there. I'm gonna wire in an extension and go up to the top, go all the way around the top, come back around, do this whole part, come down here, and then extension there and into that plug-in right way over there. Right there. So we'll start with the easy part, just gluing them up there, stretching them tight, and then putting those clips on. And we'll get this front edge done, and then we'll cut into one of these strands and get the extension cord onto it. And here's how these projects snowball. And while I was up here, I noticed that there's a bunch of damaged shingles on the edge, and there's literally no drip edge along this whole front edge of the building. And you look underneath here, it's starting to cause a lot of damage to this wood. But this is going to have to be a different video. So now we're going to go ahead and start working on the jumpers. So we're connecting two different strands across a long distance, and the jumpers that came with the kit are just not quite long enough or are a little too long. So we're going to do a custom fit here. And so I bought this extension cord at Lowe's, and we're just going to go ahead and peel back all of the insulation on each conductor, and then we'll take the Govee cord here, and this is where it's important to keep these consistent. So as you look, you can see that each one of these has a different marking on it. There's one in the middle with some letters on it, there's the one on the left with some gray boxes on it, and then there's a pure white one on the far right. So when we match this up to the cord that we're splicing to, we just have to make sure we're using the same color to color connection each and every time. Here I'm going to use these shrink tubes with solder in the middle. These things are pretty amazing. So you just put these on, splice your cables, and then apply a little bit of a heat from a heat gun to them, and it melts the solder in the middle and also creates a weatherproof seal on either end. So you can see where that red is on that one. I like the belts and suspenders approach, so I do use just some traditional shrink tube as well on top of everything just to seal it off. So I got to this peak right above the garage in this window here, and you'll see it here in a minute, where I can't even position the ladder in a way that I can reach it. So I just fashioned a 2x4 and wallered out an end of it so that the Govee light fits right into it, and I use that as best I can to press up against it. I'll probably have to revisit this in the springtime. This house used to have satellite dishes, and the installers ran 2 sets of coax cables to every bedroom, so we have coax stapled all around the outside of the entire home. So what I decided to do was to utilize one of these abandoned coax runs to feed my spliced in extension cord into an upstairs bedroom through the exterior wall and get access to a plug-in for power. So I'm making the final splicing connection here, and it's going through one of those old coax cable holes, but it's not pretty, but it's all going to be hidden behind this bookshelf, so I can revisit this later and tidy this up a little bit, but I think it looks pretty good once it's hidden by the bookshelf. So here we are a couple months later, and these lights have been up through the cold, through the weather, and I have a couple of them that have come loose, and mostly around where I use that 2x4. I just don't think I got enough pressure on it. So I think come springtime, once I can get a huge extension ladder or some sort of cherry picker or something, I'll get up there and fix them. But you can see them here in this video, they're hanging loose. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. Everywhere that I can get some good force with my hands, they're sticking up pretty good. And I used a few of those clips here and there, but for the most part they're staying stuck all by themselves.